Hi everybody, welcome back to the Kash YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at a recent kitchen remodel we did. This is a continuation of a small town Minnesota house that we bought as a family. If you've seen any of my other videos lately, we posted a bathroom renovation and a porch renovation, and so this is the kitchen of that house. If you care to follow along, please subscribe. I'll be releasing a full-length video on this entire house pretty soon here. And when I do that, I'll be going over all kinds of real estate numbers, how much we bought it for, what we spent, and what we ended up selling it for, and how much money we made. So if you are interested in a deep dive on a real life house flip that we did, stay tuned and you'll be seeing a new video for that soon. First thing we did here was cabinet demo. They were built-in cabinets. That's actually my mom and dad there that were demoing the main part of the cabinets. It takes a lot of work to get these built-ins out, but they seem to last pretty well because this house was built in the early 1900s, and I don't know when this kitchen was put in, but it's pretty old. Here we're taking out a window in the kitchen. This wasn't originally in the plans, but just due to the layout of the kitchen that we wanted to do with the new cabinets, we had to take the window out, and it wasn't in great shape anyway, so we decided it was just best to put a new one in. Here my dad is framing in the back wall of the kitchen. When we took the plaster off of this wall, we realized that a lot of the studs were not very straight, so to put up new drywall, it was going to be a pain if we didn't frame it out with some new straight 2x4s and make it nice and flush for the new drywall to hang on. You can see up by the ceiling is a soffit box. I think that's what most people call them. It's just a box on the top of the ceiling above the cabinets. A lot of times people will get rid of them. We ended up keeping them in this case because, as you can see, we added some lights there for above the sink. And we decided to keep the soffit up there because we had some wires running in those boxes to get to the new kitchen outlets and things like that. And so it was just easier to keep them. Now this time when they were hanging the drywall, they actually cut the holes in the right spot and didn't make any mistakes. You saw the porch video, there was a few uh-ohs on that one, but they did a good job in here and made it easy for the guys who we hired to do the taping and mudding. This wall here was an exterior wall, and we replaced all the insulation in there because there wasn't much insulation at all when we took the old plaster off, which is pretty common in the old houses, but being in Minnesota, it gets very cold, so we needed to put good insulation in there before we drywalled back up over the top of it. And here you'll see we've just put drywall right over the window, and that just makes it easier for taping and mudding. Then you don't have as many seams if you try to patch in around the window. And then just at the end, once you're done drywalling, you just take an oscillator tool and go around and cut the window out, and then you have a nice flat piece of drywall around it. Like I said, we hired someone to tape and mud in this house, which saved us a lot of time, and then we just picked it up back after they got done with that with priming and painting. This color is agreeable gray. I'm not really sure why it's called agreeable gray. To me, it looks tan. I'd be curious to know what other people think. It's a weird color. In some lights, it definitely looks gray, but in most lights, to my eyes anyways, it definitely looks tan, which I'm not a huge fan of tan. If you see my other houses, I like gray, maybe a little too much, but that was the color we chose here. It's called Agreeable Gray from Sherwin-Williams. Now we're moving on to installing the base cabinets in the kitchen. I like to start in the corner cabinet if you've got a corner one, because then you know which way to work on either side. You're not going to be having to move the cabinets hopefully if you screw something up, because you're kind of stuck in the corner. That's your start point. I also like to use my laser level to set the first couple of cabinets just to see what they're going to look like, nice and level, and then I always take my real 4-foot level and just make sure everything's lining up. We ended up putting the corner cabinet in and then ended up having to take it back out because there was a lot of slope on this floor. It's an old house. The floors are not level at all. And so we had to drop the corner a little bit so that we could get the other end of the room so that wouldn't be too high off the floors. So we had to lower the corner so the other end would be lower too, since the floor sloped pretty bad towards the sink there. Now we're working on the wall cabinets. We didn't have a lot of them. And you'll see here, we kind of assembled them on the floor, which is what I like to do if you've got some helpers especially. You can put them together on the floor and then lift them up in one giant piece, and it saves a lot of time and makes it easier to level them as you go rather than going one at a time. But it only works if you've got help. Now me and my brother Dakota are cutting the countertops. These are just laminate countertops. We didn't consider doing granite or quartz in this house. It's like I said, a real small town, population of about 1,000 people only. And there's just no demand for high-end finish houses really, and especially not when it's an old remodeled house like this. So you're not going to get your money out of doing solid countertops, so we just went with laminate, which is pretty good still. It'll hold up well. Now I am getting ready to put the countertops in. First you have to put a little strip of wood on top of the cabinets so that the doors don't hit the edge of the countertops. Kind of hard to explain, but there's a lip on the countertop, so they have to sit up off the counters just a bit for this style of cabinet anyways. And then I use a clothes iron to put on the edges of the countertops. It's adhesive, and you just use it to heat up the adhesive and it sticks to the edge of the countertop, and then you have a nice finished edge so it looks nice and good. Now I'm working on the sink piece. I like to measure and cut out my sink and then install the sink before I actually put the countertop in. That's something I've learned over the years of doing this. A sink is actually kind of tricky to put in, especially if the countertop's already in place. You gotta be like on your back and working above your head, and it's just not comfortable or easy. So what I like to do is before you put the countertop in, just lift it up like I'm doing here and put the sink in and get it in place, and even put the faucet in too if you've got it handy, and it'll just make your life easier once you put the countertop in. That stuff will all be right there and ready to go and ready to hook up to your water supply and your plumbing. We decided above the sink to do an open shelf concept instead of doing more wall cabinets. The reason being was we wanted to just do something a little different in there to make it look a little more unique and put a little custom woodwork in there, which is what we're good at. So we did that with some black shelving brackets, and we really like how that turned out. And it's a pretty popular trend right now. I don't know how long it'll stay, but open shelving seems to be in. So that's why we decided to go with that there. Now we're putting on the doors on the cabinet boxes themselves. You can see my dog Keto. He's been in a few of these videos now, and he is a good nap taker. Likes to chew up cardboard, so whenever we're doing something that requires cardboard boxes, whether it's flooring or cabinets, he loves to hang around and make a mess and chew up the boxes. These cabinets are from Menards. I've used them before many times. They do really well for what we do, and I like them because they have soft close doors and drawers, and they're very solid built. They just take a little bit of time to assemble the doors onto them once you get the boxes in place. Now here's me and my dad. We're putting in the luxury vinyl plank flooring like we always do. I apologize for the light flicker on the video. I've had this happen before if you've watched my hoarder video. I don't know why it happens. I use a GoPro. I do time lapses, so it's just taking a picture every 5 seconds. It's not even a video. And I didn't change any of the lighting, didn't change any of the settings, and for some reason in this section of the video it decided to light flicker on me. So if anyone knows what the fix to that might be, let me know in the comments below. I've messed with the settings, done all that, but I don't know what to do. So luckily it only happened the one time, but you don't know until after you're done filming. So unfortunately, it is what it is. Now I'm putting in the appliances here: dishwasher, stove, microwave, fridge. We got those on a good Black Friday sale at Home Depot, I believe. They deliver them right to your door, and then you just got to install the microwave and the dishwasher. So there you have it. There is our kitchen renovation time-lapse of our small town Minnesota house. I hope you liked it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Did you like our open shelving? Did you like how we rearranged the kitchen? I didn't really touch on that, but we changed the layout of the kitchen quite a bit. It was the only way that really made sense after we thought about it and made our measurements and the way that we could order cabinets. That was the best way that it laid out, was to put it the way we did. So let me know what you think of that. And yeah, just to touch on the channel one more time, I'm going to be making a full-length video of this house coming out soon. So stick around if you're interested in seeing the whole house put together from start to finish with all the numbers and all the real estate stuff behind it. And yeah, it should be a very fun video to watch, and I'm excited for you guys to see it. Thanks for watching.